Next up on the Run That Back podcast, we got them sisters with voices. Who?
SWV.
What album?
It's about time.
And it is about time. SWV, next up, Run That Back podcast. Let's get it. Yo, what's poppin'? It's your man Scorpio Moe. And this is the Run That Back podcast. Today. Right now. Today.
Right now.
We have the beautiful brown skinned sisters from New York City. I think the Bronx and Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, we got Coco, we got Taj, and we got Lily. Sisters with Voices, aka SWV in the building. This one, listening back, I encourage that. I don't think I've even said this on the episode. Please go back and listen to this album.
This might be another one of. This might be like the Mary episode that we have, because I think Mary was the first one where we was like, there's no skips. It's just a good listen. From the time you put it on to the time that thing ends. I think Mary might have been like the first classic like we gave out. I think that might have been. I think she might have been the first one. And leave it up to the ladies again.
I'm gonna just say this: when we talk about that classic conversation, I think this needs to be in the running. When you go back, like a lot of us, we're removed from these albums or whatever, but doing our homework and listening to, especially myself, and I think C Boogie, he'd be like, yo, you really listening to it in real time, you're comparing it to the time, and you really realize, okay, yeah. But life is moving, but to sit back and then think about all the albums that came after it, you're still like, oh, shit, like, this is one of them ones, man.
And then there are some songs that when you hear, you're like, I forgot they did this. Like, what? And then you hear like an original, you're like, what? You just, every time when you listen to this album, you keep thinking back like, I forgot all about this.
And it's the wild part is it's so 90s, but it's still so relevant now. That's like, to have that to be like retro and current at the same time.
That's timeless music.
That's what makes it. It's dope, man. Like, we're gonna get into it, y'all. We're gonna get into it.
And not too many people make timeless music. But in any case, as he stated, we are talking about Sisters with Voices, and this album came out October 27th, 1992. We were already down here when this album
came out.
Meaning
Atlanta down here. Yeah.
In Atlanta, correct. But just to give you a very, very quick overview of 1992, because I believe we've done this before. Just from a music standpoint, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, Boyz II Men's End of the Road. Again, the Chronic was still banging out hits in 1992.
It came out in 92.
Yeah, and then just real briefly to wrap it up, Finally by CeCe Peniston, and Real Love by Mary J. Blige. Like I said, that was like 92 was. Might have been the year of the ladies.
Yeah,
might have been the year of the ladies.
Because Jade was a lot of that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In Vogue.
Okay. Yeah, because they were on their second album at that time. Yeah, okay.
Correct. That is correct. But now, like we always do about this time, what was your intro to SWV, Sister with Voices?
Just seeing the video, that I make the automatically, I think, Video Soul. Maybe even Sherry Carter. Like, just seeing it on the show, on the TV, it was like, okay. You know, what was it, right here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. You know, they had a little rap.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God she didn't do that shit on her remix. But they had a little rap, and I'm going to keep it real. Cool. You know, I saw the initials, the acronym, but didn't know what the acronym meant at that time. But just seeing the initials, and I'm like, because you remember TLC at this point is on second, going on third single. You know, so I'm like in that mode. I'm seeing some other girls that have initials, and at the time I'm like, okay, just by the first single, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Didn't really put a lot. Boy, was I wrong. But that was my introduction. What was your introduction?
The same. My introduction was right here, as you stated, and of course back then, very 90s. Very 90s.
Yeah.
Hockey jerseys in the video.
Oh!
The hairstyle.
You know what?
The nails.
Yeah, I forgot about the hockey. Yeah.
How can you forget about hockey jerseys in the 90s?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And we'll get into
and
it.
they was doing the dances now.
They
remember
was dancing hard.
Yeah.
If you remember the video, you remember
you know what
they was dancing
because you
hard.
gotta think about this. You think about that. You think about Mary J. Blige's Real Love video.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey jerseys, dancing hard, blah blah. Okay.
And if I recall, they had San Jose Sharks hockey jerseys.
That's
on.
good, man.
And the only reason I remember is because the San Jose Sharks played the Pittsburgh Penguins in the 1992 Stanley Cup
and
Finals.
the fact that you said Pittsburgh Penguins, that's what they had in the Real Love.
Oh.
And maybe that's the reason why they did that. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's the reason that. You never know.
Yeah, that is true. That is correct. But yeah, let's get into it. The album, It's About Time, October 27, 1992.
Did I not get you one?
No, I got one. It's just down here.
Oh.
New Jack Swing. The producers were Brian Alexander Morgan, Michael Brown, Supreme King, Donald Bowden, and Jannard Parker. I would like to say the bulk of the production went to Brian Alexander Morgan.
Woo!
He
That
to
brother.
SWV is what Tim was to Missy, what Rodney was to Brandy, what I could even say now, what JD is to Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Now that time has passed, things occur, but there are just some partnerships that should not be fucked with.
Right.
Of course, that didn't. I mean, it didn't last as a whole. But with this particular album, this is the only album that we're talking about. This was.
And we're gonna get into that. What happened, and labels, man, as much as they could do for you, they could do against you, and really mess things up. You know.
Yeah. The album earned, just real quick, 11 Billboard music nominations.
Who were they signed to?
RCA.
I mean, I got that.
Yeah,
But I just wanted to
they were signed to RCA. Again, 11 Billboard Music Award nominations. It was the 16th best-selling album of 1993. It sold 2.1 million copies at the time. Eventually went on to sell or was certified for over 3 million copies at that present time. It spawned, even though there were 7 singles released from this album, 5 of them hit the Billboard Top 10. And once we start dissecting this album down, you're going to realize, I didn't realize that this album kept putting out single after single after single. And one of their singles is a cult classic that everyone from JoJo to Tori Kelly to all, if you're a singing young lady, you will sing this song if you have the chops to sing it.
I call it the brunch karaoke classic.
Oh.
Because if you go to any brunch or karaoke, that song will be played. I promise you. And you got everyone's attention. You better get it right. But you got everyone's attention.
That is correct. So we are going to kick it off with the very first single, August 20th of 1992.
That's what I remember.
A song called Right Here. And as we were just briefly discussing, I remember the hockey jerseys and them dancing real hard. I remember the hairstyles.
I remember the brownstones.
The brownstone. Yes, they were dancing in front of a brownstone. If you remember Coco's nails, that she was famous for. But yeah, the original Right Here. What were your thoughts on that?
It was cool. It was very 90s. It was interesting to see New Jack, because it was very Teddy Riley-ish sound, production sound.
New York New Jack.
New York. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
New York New Jack. It was very that in a girls group.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at it with the hockey jersey, they were dressed for the times.
Mm-hmm.
The dance obviously were for the times.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away. Like, yo, you gotta. I wasn't like that. When I saw the other initials, the other ladies that were the initials that came out the year before, I was blown away. And I couldn't hear it. I was at my grandmother's house. They had the TV down, but the video came on. And I was like, what is this? No, somebody was arguing in my family and somebody turned the TV down. And I was like, but I saw all this flashing colors, caught my attention. This didn't do that. And I heard everything. I said, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. You know, I'm hearing Humping Around at this time. Bobby Brown's, third album, first single, everybody's anticipating. So it blended in with the times. And I think to have a upbeat at those times, it was cool. But you had to have so far do something different because everybody was with the drums and I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a good first single. It was a good like, here's a new group, check them out. You know what I'm saying? It was a good tester.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To see, like, to put them out in the market.
And you don't think it's the summer, so you don't want to start off with a slow joint.
That's the last thing you want to do in the summertime. But yeah, I definitely think it was a good tester. And when the time is right, we'll swing back around to this song.
Which is the beauty of this record.
Yeah. The next single, released January 8th of 1993, which goes to show you because that first single was released August. The next single wasn't released until January 8th of 1993, and that was I'm So Into You. Now that song, I'm like, okay, we're cooking. There's a little bit of separation starting to occur. Not a lot, but there's just a little break off from the other girls, from the Jades, from the In Vogues, from the TLC.
Well, now they're starting to put a stamp on their sound, and I don't mean musically, I mean vocally, because it slowed down a little bit, just a little bit. But you really got to hear Coco, and this became like, I think so many times we've, as record labels and A&Rs, they focus on so much of the sound of the music and creating the sound, but not having the sound on the vocal.
Yeah.
And we'll get into what Brian Alexander Moore said about why he picked, he was like, yo, this is the direction, because then you start to really tune in to her distinctive sound. Because if Lelia Taj would have came in on the second single, we wouldn't have established the SWV vocal sound, to me. So that's why I think this single, and it slowed it down so you could really hear her, and it's like, oh, this is what this is, and I think this was the record.
Yeah, I definitely think this was a good second single, because now, as you might have seen us do on previous episodes, you want the album to start doing this. You want it to start taking off slowly. And this is what it did. That first single was here. Now you get into the second single.
I think they created something too.
Possibly.
No, okay, so that part, you know how many people took that and ran with it? Other people? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just that. You singing it, but then somebody else comes in there and sings it chopped up. You come right behind it. Was that an ad-lib or?
Yeah, it's more like a vocal arrangement. Yeah.
You know how many people? Now, was there anybody doing that before that? On that kind of record?
Well, you really can't say on that kind of record because
people done it afterwards.
Yeah, people done it afterwards, but you
male
really
and
can't
female
say on that type of record, because you gotta realize back then this was still all this sound was still being created.
That's
to
what
a
I'm
degree.
saying. So
Yeah.
that's why I give them credit for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't see too many, but afterwards I've seen male and female. Intro did it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people after that did that.
Yeah. This was this was a borderline mid-tempo, up-tempo, but it wasn't a slow song. I would give this as a more mid-tempo. And this is, as he stated, this is where you get into the sound.
Oh,
of
this is
SWV.
what you guys. Okay,
Yeah, this is the sound that's
it.
starting to be created. Like, okay, so this is the voice.
This is there you
group.
go. This like as we talked about
the,
our 112 episode
exactly.
with Homeboy with Slim.
Yep.
So you know, which can be like you come in there and you know I'll just in case you guys don't know, C Boogie was in a group, R&B group, and we often talked about like the group having one of their things was they had a lot of guys that could sing lead, but to establish a vocal sound, because if you switch producers, you still have a sound vocally, and then they learn how to produce for you, opposed to you have to adapt to their beat, to their music. And so that was the one thing that I noticed with them is like, oh, we need to get this established early that her tone is the group.
Yep. Now, the third single released April 16th of 1993. Your brunch favorite, your favorite singing girlies cover, Weak.
Hey, I started doing brunches back in 2017, 18, and when I tell you, when they put that on, all you gotta do is play. They're gonna sing the rest of the record after the first. I don't know. Boom, it's over. It brunch and karaoke, but brunch. This is a brunch. This and Tevin Campbell's Can We Talk are brunch classics. You cannot have a brunch without. I promise you. If you don't, somebody gonna be like, "Hey, man, you didn't play it." It's one of them, man.
Yeah. Now this song has a little bit of history. You might have heard about it, but we're just going to revisit it real quick.
Yeah, tell me.
The song was written and produced by Brian Alexander Morgan. He wrote the lyrics based on his feelings for Shantae Moore at the time, and the song was originally written for Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson decided that the song wasn't for him, so. Come to find out, he presents it to SWV. Coco didn't like the song because she just felt it was just it was like a little bit difficult to sing in her eyes. But
she said she didn't even understand it.
She didn't understand it. She just didn't get it. And maybe that was just her youth at the time, because at that time they might have been 21 maybe? No more, in between 20 and 22. At that time, particularly. And then when they recorded, it might have been even 18, 19.
Locked herself in the bathroom and refused to do it. She had to call her mother. They had to get her out the bathroom.
Yes.
Think about that, man.
Yeah. She said this song forced her to do things that she didn't normally do. Now that could mean, and if you know Coco, she got a church girl's voice. So I don't know if that meant singing about feelings that she hasn't encountered yet, or just the whole thing, but she was uncomfortable singing that. Come to find out, this song went #1 on the Billboard Top 100.
Yo, and the video helped sell it.
Yes.
By the time the video came out, she was dating one of the guys in
Garfield from Shy.
So that added extra fuel to the video. You know, because they had a hit record out at the time. So it was like one of those things to talk about. If it was on social media, they would have probably been even bigger.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, with that relationship and everything going on. And just think about them selling 3 million without social media. Imagine now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like interesting.
Also, as a side note, she dated Buddy from Intro for a brief moment as well.
Did not know that.
Because in the video, I forget, there's a video that she's wearing her hat backwards, and on the hat it has Buddy, and that's who it was referencing, Buddy from Intro.
I did not. News to me. I
In
did not.
fact,
But I know who she has a baby by.
right. And in fact, I think it was either her and Taj or her and Lily. She was messing with Buddy, and the other one was messing with Jeff at the time, or whatever the case may be. But that's neither here nor there. That's just whatever. The next song. This might be the precursor for the subject matter that we now know. Downtown. This song. This song was a woman's version of getting pleased, albeit through various innuendos. But this song was a damn good song. This was a damn good song. And although the subject may have been a little bit racy for 1993, that's what was coming down the pike.
And the moaning and the background, all very sensual, sensuous. It's funny because when I listened to it for this episode, and I'm hearing I saw this comedian. Well, it was on Ted the puppet. What was the movie?
Yeah.
And it was talking about hearing that accent, a Boston woman's accent moaning. So how ridiculous it sounds, right? Not that this sounds ridiculous, but I'm saying you hear what sounds like Taj.
It is.
The New York accent.
Go ahead.
And it just
Very heavy New York accent.
Yeah, it's an acquired. It could be an acquired. If you're normal and you're used to it, it's one thing, and that's all you know.
If you're from the tri-state area, that's all you know. But
if you're not, I could see how it could sound a little
brash.
Yeah, you want to get the coffee. You can start to sound like an old Jewish woman.
Coffee talk.
Right. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Right. Saying that line, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what it kind of reminded me of. Mortimer.
We're back in business, baby.
You hear this thing. So that's what I got. I was used to it, but I can understand. I'm removed from it as well, so I know it when I hear it, and I just thought that for a second. Yeah. It's still sexy. Doesn't take anything away from the record. But it's downtown, and I'm surprised they didn't let them get away with that. But now you're seeing the music, thanks to Bell Biv DeVoe, R&B music started to be more assertive, aggressive, mind you, in a way, where the content could be a little bit more
racy,
and nobody's tripping. We're not now where that's just saying it.
It was still somewhat suggestive.
Now it's just eat the pussy, nigga. Now it's just that. But you're still,
And this was after the Chronic, because the Chronic was.
Yeah, but that was hip hop. I'm saying R&B.
But I'm saying it was still out in the marketplace but the
NWA's second album.
Right.
Don't matter, just don't great.
Right. But from an R&B perspective, first it was BBD, and then slowly it just got, and then R. Kelly came along and kicked in the door.
You're hearing these things, it's one of those records you be like, yo, you grinning and smiling because everybody knows what it is.
Yeah. So now the next single that comes back around, it's right here again, but with a twist on it. It has the Human Nature. It's on top of the Human Nature track, and this is the remix that Teddy Riley did. Quick story, they got to use that sample for free from Michael because Teddy was working with Michael Jackson on Dangerous at the time, and he did the remix for Right Here using Human Nature, so they saved a gang load of money. Again, that song went number 2 on the Billboard charts. It was also in the Free Willy soundtrack, but that just goes to show you how a record company can believe in you, and then they bring that first single that did okay when it first came out to introduce you to the public. When they can bring that song back around and it's remixed and it's 100 times better
remixes
slowed down.
Saved a few records,
Oh, yeah.
or enhanced what was already from here to here. But the other interesting part about this is the voice that you hear saying SWV that is Pharrell Williams. This is when they were coming out of, you know, they won the thing, High School Talent Show. They kept winning. Teddy, part of the deal was to put out a record under, and they were writing, or they already wrote Teddy's rap in the hook for Rump Shaker.
Mm-hmm.
So they were building a relationship and a rapport. If you ever been to Virginia at that time, they had the Future Studios. I think it was on Virginia Beach Boulevard, and next to a bunch of car dealerships, and they had a big sign that said Future Records. Like, they weren't hiding it. It wasn't tucked away. It was a big neon sign. I'll never forget it. And but that is Pharrell's voice doing the hook on that. I mean, doing that choppy, was it the breakdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just goes to show you, man, they did a boomerang effect. They threw the record out there, you know, and they came back and they really threw it out there again and remixed it and made it even better. So whatever lukewarm reception it might have got or people didn't know, it came back and kicked ass on the remix.
Yeah, slowed it down, put a familiar sample to it.
All the producers, look at that. If you feel like you really got something, because it just goes to show you, it's a well-written record. You just has to find a home. You know what I mean? And these brothers did it, man.
Yeah. The next single, released September 13th of 1993, You're Always on My Mind. This was a slow, I mean, this was a slow cut that was, I would say, a somewhat slow mid-tempo, but this also had the vocals of Brian Alexander Morgan on here along with the ladies, and this is...
He's in the video, too.
Yeah, he's in the video.
Beautiful
Flex is
record.
also in the video as well.
He is.
It's, again, it's just another summertime feel-good song. It's just a classic R&B song.
The melody
man.
to it when they sing it, it's a, man, like, I think it's a slow mid-tempo. Man, you can't, he kills his vocal.
Yeah, yes.
He kills his vocal, like, what's the name? Jarquez, and what's the young lady's name? They did the tribute to SWV last year.
Queen Naja.
And they did that in
yeah, that is right.
And Coco, she said she was a little like, and she said she was probably a performance. I didn't see a whole thing. I just saw a clip, but just goes to show you how. Mind you, this is what, 4 singles in, 5, and they're already still dropping hits.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say to that project? They knew what they had, man, and RCA wasn't afraid to spend the money. I don't think nobody was afraid to spend paper back in the 90s. It didn't feel like it.
No. Because you got to realize back then, once you got a hit, now mind you, they've already gotten Billboard Top 100 week.
So they put more money behind
here with, that was number 2. So, like I said, they've had 5 top 10 singles, and this is the 6th single that was released. The next single and the very last single for the campaign, which was released in 1994, and this single was released for the Above the Rim soundtrack, Anything. Now, this song starts out the album,
Right.
And
remixed it again.
And because they had
Shout out to All-Star, man.
They had a version of Anything that was on the album that starts the album out. Then there was a slowed down version, and then there was this version.
That slow down version, though.
Nick, I looked
with the
Well, that's-
raindrops.
I looked for that version for so long.
Very sexy.
That song starts out the album. So if that tells you anything, you are in for a treat. If you've
Yeah.
never heard this album, just put it on, lay back. But we'll get into that. In any case, yes,
Where we at?
your take on it.
No, listen, man. To have to me, have all three versions kick ass. And all of them are dope in their own right. That's a hell of a feat, man. That's a hell of a feat. And you make different tempos for each one. Like, just think, once again, it's the writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you had dope producers, but the thing that's consistent is the writing.
That is correct. Not to mention, depending on which remix that you hear of the Uptempo, there's a version that has Wu-Tang on it, and then there's a version that does not have Wu-Tang.
Shout out to All Star because he did that.
But yeah, so those were the 7 singles from It's About Time.
I want to go to a 90s party now. Now I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
And those were 7 singles from It's About Time, and then when we get back, we will have the rest of the track list for It's About Time. All right, everybody, we are back with SWV. It's About Time, and it's about time for us to get into the track list for the rest of the album. So jumping right in, like I said, the first track, Anything, already gone through that. Second track, I'm So Into You, already gone through that. Third song, right here, already gone through that.
Rolling through that?
You see how you're hitting everything that's already been released? Anyway. Fourth song, Weak, already been through that. Fifth song, You're Always on My Mind, already been through that. Sixth song, Downtown, already been through that. Do you realize we are 6 songs into this goddamn album and you have not hit a strike yet? They've all been out of the park. If it's a baseball game, it's 6-0 right now.
Yes.
6-0 if it was hockey game. We got 2 3-pointers in this bitch.
Right.
We hitting on all cylinders out this moment. It's a touchdown right now. We just waiting on the extra point. The next song, which was mid, but still great, Coming Home.
Right.
I thought it was mid. What about you?
It was, but you know what this song sounds like? This is Kissing Game.
Drum track the whole way.
Is it not Kissing Game?
It is Kissing Game. It is all Kissing, and that was in my notes too. It was
my notes, right
as soon as I heard the track, I was like,
Kissing Game.
And I was trying to figure out, I was like, Coming Home. What was that? It's Kissing Game.
Which came out like 3 years before then.
Yeah.
Pretty 90.
Much. Yeah, and I love it.
It was a hot record.
Yeah.
So who produced that? Because it got to be similar.
No, actually, it was Michael Brown.
Did he do the original Kissing Game? I know Teddy did the remix. Teddy did the remix. I know.
Now that's something I would have to look up. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I know Teddy did the remix. I don't know if I'm not sure if he did the original.
Oh, so the single that was released was the remix to the Kissing Game.
Well, they had it, then they pulled it back, and then Teddy redid it and put it out. Kissing Game.
Huh.
The Kissing Game, that's the remix.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. The next song, Give It To Me. Now, I thought this song was mid, but there's someone who wrote on this song that you might have heard us talk about before in the previous episode. Guy by the name of Jeff Redd.
Right.
Who was signed to Uptown Records.
Who's very out there right now especially on TikTok. There's been a resurgence of Jeff Redd. And he tells these great stories on TikTok. Go follow Jeff Redd. He tells these great, because a lot of people know he fell back to be a songwriter. But he's on the road now. But this is obviously one of these, listen, this is a very 90s song. I felt very, very 90s when I was listening to this. I was like, damn, this is, but yeah, shout out to it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. Wasn't bad.
I don't think it's as timeless as a lot of the other records, but it's still cool.
Yeah. As far as the kissing game, nope, Teddy Riley did it, so I think they might have just jacked the drum track. But
it's too much. Even the writing style, you can hear like some of the sounds.
Yeah, it just gives you the vibe of the kissing game. So they
right.
might have been going for something familiar. But now the next song. This was SWV's foray into the rap game because this was something typical that occurred back on 90s albums back then. Black Pudding. I didn't mind this because it gave me like a Tribe Called Quest type of vibe. It gave me I won't say Tribe Called Quest. It gave me a backpack type of vibe. You know what I'm saying?
The first person that comes to mind when I hear Black Pudding, as far as the rap goes, at least influence. I gotta remember how big he was, and people don't know. Pause. Grand Poopa.
Ah, gotcha.
Gotcha. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. That was produced by Supreme King. The next song, It's About Time. Now, this song is probably their most, I would say, traditional R&B song on the whole album. It gives me a very, very strong Freddie Jackson type of feel. You know what I'm saying? It got that. It gives you that late, like maybe the late '80s R&B vibe. That's what it gives to me.
Yeah, no. I feel the same, and I also feel like this might have been how they started the album. And somebody was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? These are young ladies. Like, this is a younger sound. You need to. It's not a bad record, but I think we need to go in more of this direction,
more youthful direction."
This is probably after they heard What's the 411. We're not going to go sample heavy, but they started that. I'm like, oh, we can do that and make it more like, yeah, what are you doing? But we love the song. We're going to keep it, but nah, we have to, because you got to remember, you're probably signed a year before you come out, and Mary's out now. Scrap the whole album, keep this song, we're going to start all over. That's what I get.
You know what it made me think about? It made me think about Ralph. It made me think about Ralph Tresvant. And the situation.
Go check out our Ralph Tresvant episode, by the way.
Please check out our Ralph Tresvant episode. But yeah, that's what it made me think about. It made me think of like a Freddie Jackson feel, just that late '80s vibe.
And somebody come in there and be like, "Hey, you see what the fuck Puff is doing? What the fuck? No.
These girls are young. Why the fuck you trying to put them in sequins dresses?"
Right. That's the energy I got. It's not a bad record,
Knight, bitch.
Right? But I think, and they wanted to keep it. For whatever reason.
I mean, it's a good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think this is where they started.
Yeah.
And probably scrapped everything else and kept this and redid everything.
Yeah. The next song, Think You're Gonna Like It. This is where Taj and Coco and Lily get in on the writing game. So they wrote this along with Brian Alexander Morgan. Not a bad song. It sounds like it's from the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the wild thing is, it sounds like it's of the time, but it doesn't necessarily sound like it was dated.
Which is very important.
And that's the issue.
Very important.
There. Yeah. The next song, this was That's What I Need. Now, the funny thing is there's a guest star that wrote on this song. It's a gentleman by the name of Wayman Tisdale. So for those of you who know, he played in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He's also an accomplished bass player as well. Yeah. So he wrote on that particular song. How'd you feel about that?
It's cool. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
It's no song I'm mad at in this album, including this one. It's no song I'm mad at. It's cool. I'm not even skipping it. That's how not mad. That's how not mad I am.
I have one here that I like it.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's, you gotta say, we came in so fucking strong. You would have to do a lot to fucking turn me away at this point.
You would have to shit.
Like we are knee deep in hits, and at this point, I'm cool with a few alright records. Records. Nothing bad.
Yeah. Now the next song, SWV in the House. Now I love this song just off the beat alone, and the fact that you're getting Coco rapping on here. wasn't expected, but it was a nice little bonus. I wasn't mad at it. Plus, again, you got the girls giving you another level of hip hop flavor on here. That not only can they sing, but you know they can also drop a few bars you weren't expecting it. But I liked it. How about you?
No, I like. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but it's nothing on here I find whack. It's nothing on here I fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just because the album is nostalgic and it just took me back to a cool time and space, or I just like it. But even if it was something that took me back, it could have took me back to something I didn't like.
Yeah.
And it didn't do that. So man, I love the song.
Yeah. And then for the last two songs, we have an acapella version of Weak, and then after that we have the Right Here Human Nature remix.
When you hear that acapella version of Weak though,
man,
like you got to give these ladies.
There is never a question that these women cannot sing.
Right.
You can never.
Even past Coco, the other ladies as well, Taj and Lily, they don't get enough credit. You know, we're running a business and we have to keep things consistent and do certain things. Yeah. So I understand it, but don't think for a minute that these other ladies cannot blow.
Yeah, because technically, I think, I don't know if it was the second or the third album, but if you heard Use Your Heart, you heard Taj's vocals, and that's one of my favorite SWV songs.
Yeah.
We'll get to that album at some point, but that song is upper echelon SWV tracks for me. Right. And then and what?
No, ever get a chance. The SWV's greatest hits because it's on.
I know it's on that. On now. And then there was a time if you wanted to hear Lily's vocals, there was a time where they had the SWV reality show. I forget which network it was on. I think it was on We, but there was.
Is that the one with Escape?
No. This was just them. It was just them by themselves. And this is an episode where Lily got back in the studio with Brian Alexander Morgan, and she wrote a song to her daughter. And when I tell you, I keep trying to find this episode because that song is fucking fire. When I tell you, please believe me, that song is fire, and it never came out, and I believe the only place you can hear it is on that episode. But do not discount the other ladies' vocals.
That's a fact.
And with that being said, that wraps up the track list, and when we get back, we will give you our pros, cons, and conclusions for It's About Time from SWV. All right, we are now back with pros, cons, and conclusions for It's About Time from SWV. Mo, what are your pros?
Pro would probably be the amount of singles that RCA were willing to put out. That's unheard of for a first-time artist. Let's just start there. The other pro is that these ladies, it's really timeless when you think about it. Not every record, but most of the records. And they put all their hits out in the front, not knowing that they were all going to be the single. Because the sequence comes out before before you, maybe after the first or second single, then they drop the album, and then you still drop 4 more. Like, that's something to be said. So they knew what they were doing when they sequenced this album, what they had. And what they were, more importantly than what they're willing to release, is what the public is willing to receive.
Yeah.
And they were right. So I just give RCA and Alexander Morgan doesn't get enough props because I think the album starts with him and then expands out. Mm-hmm. And I think him cultivating that sound worked for them. Mm-hmm. And nobody had that sound. Not even the other girls that were out before SWV and Vogue. That was really it. Mm-hmm. And nobody else. So they had a sound that no one else was doing. So that's my pro. Your pro.
Yeah, my pro, again, just the fact that they were able to release 7 singles from this album and double back on one of them. They even shot 2 videos for the same single.
Jeez.
And although it was a remix video, it was released like it was a brand new single.
And videos weren't cheap back then.
They
weren't at the highest at 2000, but they still weren't cheap.
Yeah, then this was 90. Yeah, this was 96. No, 94. When,
94.
When it was released.
This is when they started getting up there. Yeah. But by 2000, they were $1 million videos.
Yeah. But the single, the sequence selection, like I said, you didn't know that these songs were going to be hits, but if you were a consumer, you got your money back. The first 6 songs, you could not be disappointed. If you took it out the tape or the CD and put it in, and you on your way home and you listening to it, you got your money's worth. Those first 6 songs out the gate, and everything after that was gravy. The production of Brian Alexander Morgan, the production and writing, like I said early in the episode, he's their Tim and Missy to Aaliyah. They're Randy to Rodney to Brandy. Just he's their counterpart in this music thing, which brought the best out of them. And just the song selection, the writing, these are good songs. Even the songs that we think are just okay, like
they're not bad.
There are no trash songs on this album. Not one. So the writing is just chef's kiss for all of it. Any cons for you?
It's tough, man. The rap on what's the name was unnecessary. Anyway. That's it. I didn't.
You mean right here?
Right here. I mean,
okay.
I didn't need the first rap.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, but I'm still not mad.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the rap.
I remember listening to it when I first seen it, and I was like, right here, and I was like, but it also made me think of. It made me think of your group and me.
I know what song you are about to say.
What's that?
Right here. Which is funny because the song is,
the flow of the rap is like that was the 90s flow.
That was the 90s flow.
Right here, right now. I want to know your name. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the time. So now that I'm thinking about that, I guess I can't be mad because that was the time. It's just the rap didn't age well, but
right. And not to mention for the song of Black Pudding, the rapping on that was like
it was the time.
It was the time.
There was a dance that went with that rap style. By the way, I'm not going to do it.
East Coast stomp.
Right.
But do you think that they included raps because of TLC?
Yeah,
and BBD. Because remember, they were...
No. I think all of it, it was cheaper to, you tapping in the budget if you're actually getting the type of guys at the time in New York would have been Puba, Solo. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why not? That's cool. Yeah, I'm not mad at it because that's not really what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't that mad. It was just like, I ain't need it. But
and not to mention, they were...
But the Black Pudding rap was fire, nigga.
The who?
The Black Pudding rap was fire.
Yeah, the Black Pudding.
That shit wasn't,
Yeah.
Slightly turned me on, too.
Your conclusions.
My conclusion is the marriage between them and Brian, and I wish that could have stayed. It was in and out at times throughout the rest of their career. But I wish it was more in and out because I needed more of that.
Yeah.
And the labels, if y'all know, labels messed that up and they get funny and they did record if they don't want to put it out because now they know your fee is more. Mm-hmm. And they play these games. And you see that with a lot of people. How come they didn't work again? How come you didn't see Rico and Rico Love and
Usher?
No, and Kelly Rowland after she got her hit from them. Mm-hmm. And these are the games that it plays, and you got executives and people holding certain stuff back, and they don't want to pay you more after you deliver the hit. Mm-hmm. And you get into these publishing games, you wind up making more off them than the girls. It's just a lot of games that get played, and he talks about that too.
Yeah, I just real briefly, I saw there was an interview that
He was on Halftime.
Yeah, I saw.
It's a real good one.
I saw an interview with Jay Valentine.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they talk about R&B,
he was like, you know, I stepped away out of my publishing deal. He's like, went across the. He's like, he said he wrote a hit for Tyrese or whatever, and then he wrote something, and NSYNC's album sold 1.3 million. Said he went back to renegotiate his deal. Said he was too much. He's like, fuck y'all, don't even worry about it. I went somewhere else and got what I was supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? And it's and what record companies don't realize is that when you get a hit with somebody, why wouldn't you go back to the well? Because if it worked once, it could potentially work again and bring in more money or just the same. And that's your
sometimes
whole goal.
The artists have problems too,
right?
Because they want to get involved in writing. And I saw something the brother Ray Daniels was saying. There's a difference between pop splits and R&B splits.
I saw that as well.
And I've been in the room where splits were being done. You did this is 35%. You do whatever. In the pop world, everything's split even. Well, I feel as though I wrote more, and this is and this is where we have problems at. You know, when you work, you got an effort. It's a team effort. It's just easier to dice this pie up this way, but you got egos involved that spoil it. And then people don't want to do business no more, and that's why you don't see repeats of certain things or three-peats or whatever. It's because you got people in your ear where you did such and such, but even the artists, like the artists are not. The artists are guilty a lot of times too. They're coming in there and they're seeing the producer making way more money, and they're just like, I could write and whatever, and maybe you can, and you could be experimental on certain things and collaborate, which they did with Brian Alexander. So, and then get your chops up. But if it's not broke, don't fix it, man.
Exactly. And the thing is, with SWV, because people started sampling them, like Coco Jones sampled them for Rain, other people are remaking Rain, you got these new school producers speeding up the samples, and still all they're doing is re-showcasing the song's vocals and the song. So that's putting them back out there, which got them back out on the road, which put them in a better position than they were back then.
That's a fact.
Because now,
and the money's more now.
Yeah.
So if you have an opportunity to be visible, to get out there, to get the more money, this isn't back in. Well, it's different. Like I saw an interview with Eric Sermon. He was like, you know, right now you see the guys in his class. The average you make is 10 grand, but you do 10 grand and you do 200 shows a year. You do the math.
Yep.
So he was like, it's good money. He said, but now you got to think, I'm in a group. I got to split that. So I'm getting 5 grand. So it's better for me to go out solo to make more money. He said, but when you see the Canes and them, these dudes are millionaires just off on the road.
Yep.
You know, which they weren't getting before. Or maybe they were, but it's a different time. They're just, you know, your audience is different. You're not like these young kids and you're getting 60,000 or whatever a night. They're getting that now. Yeah. But you got to remember, they got 360 deals. They're making that. They're not getting that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a different ball game. But you could be a millionaire artist from 30 years ago and still get $10 to $15,000 a show, and you do, I don't know, 2 shows over the weekend. They're sitting in there at City Winery doing shows for the whole weekend. You know, in that town, and the entourages are obviously smaller now, so you don't have to pay a bunch of people.
And not to mention, they're at the age now where all they need to do is get on a summer festival tour, and they good. Maybe hit a few spot dates throughout the fall.
Hit them amphitheaters,
that's
those fests,
like
funk fests, and
that's
what they do.
Good.
But they need. Hell, it's City Winery during the fall. It's all these flashback old school parties
dates, all types.
Yeah, no, it's a healthy life. You know, you talking about, you know, shit, you know, $100 grand a month, baby. More than that, a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And plus, now you're older. You've learned things. You know where your money goes. You know what you can take on the road. You know what you don't need on the road. So you become the older. And that's the thing about it with the older entertainers or the more seasoned entertainers. They've already lived that life of excess and the bullshit and entourages and this, that, and the third. They're at the age now where it's like, look, this is what we need. This is how much we getting. All that other stuff.
Their riders, all this other stuff, accommodations, they ain't even tripping. Nope. They're out on the road. They're doing things. And what happens is, you know, you got a promoter that has $60,000 for a budget just for that. He plans on making double that. Mm-hmm. So I got I paid 4 to acts $10,000. I paid the other 2 acts $5,000. They only got 1 single back then. But somebody like Kane, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you do it like that, it's be like, okay, that's your money. That's what one artist wants right now. Of these young guys who don't even have a catalog. These guys are gonna give you almost damn near hour set. Mm-hmm. So it's just different, man.
Yeah. So with that being said, what do you give the It's About Time album from SWV out of 10?
I give it a fat 8. Fat 8. A nice 8, like a strong 8. You know, a strong 8. Like, yeah. 10 is, I don't think I've given that yet. I'm close to, but 10, I give it an 8. I might go 8.
I think Mary got a 10.
I might get, yeah, well, it's Mary. You know, and it was bigger than just music. It set off a whole thing. We probably wouldn't be getting the SWV that we're getting, or we gotten at that time, if it wasn't for Mary. You know, who was wearing hockey jerseys first? Who was, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Mary deserves that. But I give them an 8, and that's not could be a 8.1, 8 point whatever, but an 8, a fat 8, yeah.
I give him a 9.
Ooh, you know what? I'm not even mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
For the time this was put out and the time since, and just going back through this album, listening to it, and then just looking at the track list and just looking at all the hits that were put out from this album, the hits that were spawned from songs on this album, to their resurgence in the marketplace. The fact that, honestly, they never went anywhere. It's just that their appreciation level didn't match.
If you see these ladies, I'm going to keep it real with you. They look better now than they did then.
We went to Lily's 50th birthday party. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. No, when I tell you, they look better now, and then they look bad then. Like, it's not to say they look bad then, but it's just saying like these, I am, because I'm of the same age, so I am very proud of our generation. How we, you know, there's a few things, but we've made history, whether it be the Biggies, the Tupacs, even, you know, minus the bullshit, Puff's impact, Jay-Z's impact, you know, this is our generation. And I am so proud of what we did in music. And even once we got out, how we carried themselves, and look at Method Man, and you look at all these things and the growth. But these ladies are really beautiful ladies. They were then, you know, but to see it now, they're not looking fucked up, crazy, out of pocket. They got their stuff together. They look beautiful. Like, so my hat's off to them, man.
Yep. That is
because they could be out here looking like some people, I ain't gonna say their names, from another generation when they were that age. I'd be like, what the fuck? But he was also doing that cocaine. He was also doing that cocaine. That might have something to do with it. Yeah, that's the way you out.
Little dust.
Little toot here and there.
Little bumpity bump.
Woo!
But in any case, he gives it an 8. I give it a 9. Let us know what you give it in the comments when you go follow us on Instagram The Run That Back Podcast.
Yeah.
On X/Twitter at the Run That Back Pod 1.
Yeah.
On TikTok at the Run That Back Pod 1.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to come on over and follow us at the Run That Back Clips.
Yeah, please
page
do.
on YouTube. And if you have any requests or anything, don't forget to
Album
email
you
us
want to.
at Run That Back Pod.
We're going up to 2010. So anything from the 80s. And we might even dip into the late 70s. You just never know.
In fact,
Maybe some Rufus and Shaka Khan or some shit. I don't know.
You know what?
Donny Hathaway or Roberta Flack.
We might need to do Rufus. I mean, Shaka Khan. We might.
Well, her solo album came out in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, in any case, we will let you know when that occurs.
Yeah.
But on behalf of
Scorpio Moe,
Boogie, and this has been another episode of
the Run That Back Podcast.
Run that